Okay, so we know that there's a huge difference between marijuana and alcohol. One kills a lot of people. That's alcohol. People overdose from it. And it's easy to accidentally do that. And it's easy when you're really drunk to not be thinking straight and to do something like driving that causes danger. Marijuana is a completely different story, friends. So if they really cared about us, they would ban alcohol. Oh, they tried. And they banned marijuana. And people fought for both to remain legalized, right? What's the difference? Why did they accept the fight for alcohol to be re-legalized, but not marijuana? Racial prejudice? Kind of. You gotta watch the videos I made before this, okay? Because it's the people it's the people who are saying legalize this, we want it. And the people that have more power, more money, generationally and everything, are mainly white people and people with bad morals. Marijuana, what it does, in my own personal experience especially, is it increases conscious awareness, especially of things like guilt and feeling bad about yourself. It enhances this. And the same thing goes into psychedelics, okay? So a lot of people that would fight for alcohol, which does the opposite, it calms you down, it does not require any thinking. In fact, most people's points is to do the opposite, to unwind and not have to, be in that wave. It's to make you stupid and relax you. It's a relaxant. So it makes you relax. Marijuana, it enhances whatever state that you're in. So if you can grasp what I'm saying, a lot of people that have succeeded in life in the last however many hundreds of years, or at least, they didn't like marijuana because it brings up thoughts that I'm saying. I make them feel guilty and all types of bullshit. They don't like that. They don't like to have to think hard, especially about emotional topics or being empathetic or self-awareness. They don't like self-awareness. In a world where if you have money and power and other people are suffering because they don't, or they don't have it though, how could you live with yourself? I'm saying that from a position where I don't have much. I'm homeless. I don't have many people or nothing. I don't feel guilty because I never do anything in life where my intentions are bad and I know I'm gonna end up harming somebody or hurting somebody's feelings. I don't. So I love marijuana. It makes me feel good because that's already within me. I don't like alcohol because of how many times it made me sick and it made everybody not like me. It made everybody mad at me. Okay? But people with money and people in power, they don't care about that. They care about wanting people to respect them no matter what. Just keep your mouth shut and you listen to me. Right? Having power over other people. And having a God complex in a way a lot of times. You have to. You have to. If you're sitting with more money than you need, more money you don't know what to do with, you're not even enjoying yourself, but you know that there's good people and children and animals in this world, you have to kind of be blocking that out, right? Right? So that is just to say the world we're living in and to point out some issues that are still alive that need to be tackled by people. Right? Am I right? Oh, fuck. Like, what the fuck? Because there's still issues with marijuana. And another thing is, I don't think the laws anymore or ever were in America based off of what is morally correct and keeping people safe. We started with laws like allowing slavery and stuff, right? So this illusion. A lot of people have the mentality and fight for laws to be about that. But they're really not about that. They seem like, you would think, right? But they're not. And that also comes into play when it comes into subjects, right? Like, about making laws where they differ in states. Like, some states, they allow marijuana right now, and others don't. But, there's worse things, and it's like, it can't be about what's best for people. It isn't, and we know that. It's about things like the economy. And who is that benefiting the most? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Stressful stuff. This is stressful stuff to think about. It really fucking is. But I'll tell you, they don't give a shit about us. They're farming our tax money, and they give us like the bare minimum. Few parks here and there, super regulated, all the same, super boring. All the parks for the kids. There's nothing to do unless you have money. We work and we get an allowance, which is just a little ticket, just to like make us a joke. Here's your ticket to buy a little thing nice for yourself. Well, you work most of the time that you're alive, that you're not asleep. Most of your conscious waking hours are working. Most people don't have the privilege and opportunity to get to a point easily and have that time in their life where they even have a job that they even semi-enjoy. What is that? If we're not enjoying life and we're being forced into that, that's slavery. Because it's not a choice. Also, there isn't even an illusion of choice. It's never brought up. There's no choice. We gotta take that in and into consideration. There is no choice. And they have border control and stuff, but there's also there's no choice but to live under rule of a government that's at least somewhat corrupt. Because we're talking about America trying to uphold the reputation for the most just country, the best place to live in, and it has the issues that I'm gonna bring up about it, and that's the best you can get. This is not a free world right now. It's a part of human history where none of us are free. And America is one of the countries not giving the rest of the world a choice but to participate on some level in the game. And they called it, this is colonization, and they call it, being civilized. They call this civilization. But to me, it's not enough. It's not enough. We aren't at civilization. We're at some weird phase we're going through trying to evolve to get to that point. We are not at civilization until there is not a single living thing suffering from physical pain, including things like hunger. As long as North Korea exists the way it has been said to and recorded to, if anybody from there sees this, I'm sorry, but we don't know what to believe, okay? I personally know either way could be a lie. North Korea could be lying. The people saying that North Korea has people hurting so bad could be a lie. But I just have to go off what I'm given, okay? But I am worried about my family and people that still live there. I'm worried about everybody that lives there. So, but it's not just North Korea. There's a lot of places on earth that we know for a fact, no matter what, these people suffer. All the things like countries that are made up labels, made up to put illusions on us. That shit is made up, and it's stalling us from evolving to a point where we are a working civilization that is healthy. We are not at that point where we are a working civilization that is healthy for every living thing and works as good as it can. We're just not. We don't take care of nature. The animals aren't free to roam. Nothing. A child isn't safe walking around outside alone. That says it all. That is not the best that humans can be. If you disagree, prove yourself. You cannot. You can prove me right. The fuck? That's just how it is, though. Smoke marijuana. Let yourself think for yourself and feel and think based off of things like empathy that you feel and feeling self-conscious. Use logic to balance that out so that you're not in a place where you're mistreating yourself or thinking anything incorrectly. If you're a living human being, do not ever tell yourself that you can't be a good person and lead a good life. You just need to be that person for yourself to solve problems and figure it out. You do. I don't know why so many people struggle with that. Because they feel hopeless, though. And they feel like there's never going to be hope, or there will never be a lack of maybe pain or need to fight to survive. But that points out the problem with the world that I'm talking about, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I'm going to say less at this point, because this is all food for thought. There's a million things that you can come up with on your own if you've listened to me talk about this. So do that. Be your own genius, bro. Like PewDiePie. I haven't watched him in forever. I don't know if he's done anything. I have not watched PewDiePie since I was a kid, so yeah.